From the Millersville University Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kyle Elliott.
And I'm student meteorologist Mitchell Cocaine.
Here with the medium range forecast and video discussion issued on Wednesday, April 2nd. Well, Mitch, you know, the end of March there felt really summer-like, but we kind of peeled back to reality yesterday, and it's still fairly chilly out there today. Highs will be in the mid-50s, so not a terrible day with some partial sunshine, but I prefer the weather that we had over the weekend.
Oh, 100% I prefer the warmer weather, this stuff, this is okay. It's not terrible.
It's not awful.
But it's not like, it's not like 32 degrees and windy and everything like that.
Right.
But I will take the 70s, of course, any day of the week. So.
Absolutely, me too. It feels fantastic when it's in the 70s. But unfortunately, looking forward here over the next few days, we're going to warm up again tomorrow, but that's going to be short-lived. We'll peel back Friday into Saturday, and then Sunday we'll have another day where it's fairly warm. But there's going to be one problem and one caveat. We're actually going to have a frontal boundary that's going to kind of be draped over the Mason-Dixon line. It's going to oscillate north to south over the course of those couple days. So with that frontal boundary nearby, we're not going to see a whole lot of sun. We're going to have a lot of clouds, bouts of showers and storms. And guess what? That looks like it's going to continue right on into Saturday. So as we take a look at the Canadian model for 2 p.m. on Saturday, you'll notice this complex storm system, several different low pressure systems across the eastern half of the United States. By Saturday, one of those waves of low pressure is going to be tracking to our north and west across the Ohio Valley, eastern Great Lakes region, and parts of northwestern PA and southern New England. I think most of the rain associated with this disturbance is actually going to stay north and west of the lower Susquehanna Valley, but you'll notice we have this low-level east to southeasterly flow off the Atlantic Ocean on Saturday, so it's really going to be kind of a crummy start to the weekend. It's going to be cloudy, misty, drizzly. There could be some areas of lighter rain around, but it's just going to be a fairly nasty Saturday, with highs very likely only in the 50s. That is the opening day of trout season as well across the state of Pennsylvania. So, if you're hitting the streams to go fishing, expect some of those streams to be fairly cloudy and muddy and the water levels to be high after the preceding rain that we're going to see on Thursday and Friday, especially in areas north and west of the Turnpike. I think areas up along I-80 in the northern half of the state is going to get hit harder than the southern tier counties of PA, so just keep that in mind if you're hitting the streams on Saturday. But regardless, it's going to not be a great start to the weekend. But like I said, by Sunday, it does look like that warm front that's to our west is going to actually lift off to our north and east later Saturday night into Sunday. We're going to have that trailing cold front that's going to be trying to press back south Sunday afternoon. The Canadian and the European models are in fairly good agreement with that. So again, I do expect a brief lull in precipitation Saturday night, but by Sunday we could be dealing with yet another bout of showers and thunderstorms, but at least temperatures should be back in the upper 60s to the low 70s. But you're still going to need to keep an umbrella and rain gear handy pretty much over the course of the entire weekend and be prepared to move any outdoor plans inside. So much more unsettled than last weekend. But as we move into early next week, Mitch, it looks a little bit nicer, doesn't it?
It does look a little bit nice. We're settled in between those two frontal boundaries. That's going to provide, mostly, partly cloudy skies and, pretty pleasant conditions, seasonal conditions here in the lower Susquehanna Valley. And then as we head into Tuesday, where the second cold front's going to push through our region, it's going to give us a burst of unseasonably cold air. Unfortunately, Kyle, for you, we're going to be in a little bit of a cold thing for a couple of days, but it's okay. We're going to get some 15 miles per hour out of the northwest, so for the wind, so it should be pretty good.
Not a great day on Tuesday at all. I mean,
No.
temperatures may be hard pressed to even reach 50 degrees Tuesday afternoon. So it's going to be a fairly nasty pattern during the middle of the next week with those winds out there too. It's going to feel like it's at least 5 to 10 degrees colder than the actual air temperature suggests. So really not good whatsoever. But as we take a look at the medium range campus weather service forecast, mostly cloudy on Saturday with periods of light rain and drizzle, high 58. Mainly cloudy and warmer on Sunday with scattered showers and thunderstorms, high 70. Seasonable on Monday with a mix of clouds and sun, high 58. And then, as we already talked about, cooler and windier on Tuesday with partly to mostly cloudy skies. And I can't even rule out a stray sprinkle or even a wet snowflake in spots with highs in the upper 40s to maybe 50 degrees. Well, that'll do it for this edition of the Medium Range Forecast. Tune back in next Wednesday for the latest edition. Until then, keep that umbrella handy over the next several days.